Hey everybody. Hey everybody. This is Marie. This is my lunch break. But check it out. My husband cooked some daggone roast and he grilled it. And it is so good. I mean, this man should be in his own shop. You know what I'm saying? Cooking. Cause this is so good. I mean, when you can take a roast beef and you can make it so tender, so delicious. Meat don't even get in your teeth. It's so good. Yeah, I have to do this on my break, because if I don't do it on my break, I can't do it at all because I'm so busy. Anyway, this is me, Marie. It's been a while, since the death of my best friend. I really having a hard time. But wow. Anyway, she always used to tell me, keep it short, keep it short and sweet. And that's what I'm gonna do because it's just a devotion. You know what I'm saying? So the Bible said in Matthew 15, it says, I am the vine. No, I am the true vine. And my Father is the husbandman. That means he's the vine dresser. He's the one dress us up. Okay? Every branch in him that beareth not fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bear fruit, he purges it, so it can bring more fruit. Purge means that he has to cut stuff away. Because sometimes we get all this stuff in our way, we can't see. So he sometimes you got all these trees and you can't see the small ones. So he has to, in order to see the small one, he has to take the big trees out of the way. I'm just making it simple. Anyway, now, he say, you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me and I'm in you, and you will bear much fruit. Without me, you can't do nothing. See, we got to abide in the vine. You see, people want their prayers answered. They try all kinds of things to make their prayers answered. But yet, the Father want to answer our prayer, but he can't give us everything we want. And sometimes he don't give us nothing because we don't obey his word. You see, when I came up on the vine, when I came on John 15 verse, this would hit me. The word is like it's a light. And if you're in a dark space, it's like a light. It brightens up. It shows your spirit what he's talking about. He say in verse 6, he said that without him you can't do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered away. See, if we don't abide in him, we can't bear no fruit. We got to abide in him. And he is cast away in the fire and he is burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, see what I'm saying? He said, if you abide in me and my words abide in you. And I kept thinking about that. People say, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open. That is true. But and it is, if it's the Lord, if it's Yahuwah's will, that it shall be done. But one thing we missing, he said in his word, he said, if you abide in my word, you ask anything in my name, I will give it to you. See, first of all, you got to know his name. And then you got to know his father's name, and you got to know his son's name. And he say, I came not in my own name, I came in my father's name. Now we ask, who is the father and who is the son? Proverbs say that. Who is the father? Who is my father? Who is my son? Who is the son? Who is the father? And he said, and I don't want to get in this name stuff right now. I just wanted to just tell you that if you abide in his word, you understand? If you abide in the Son, you abide in the Father. But if you abide in his word, and I asked, what is his word? You know what his word is? Right here. It said, if you abide in my word, abide in you. You ask anything in my will, you ask, you will. Let me see. You shall ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein, the Father is glorified that you bear much fruit. So shall you be my disciple. Okay, Now we ask, what is his word? Listen what he say. As the Father have loved me, so I have loved you. Continue in my love. If you keep my commandments, you abide in my love. See, that's the thing. If we keep his commandments, he will give us these things we want. If you love him, you're going to do what he says. Just like I'm married. I love my husband. I'm going to do what he say. I'm going to obey. And people think you're just going to get something just because you know his name. No, that's not true. You got to abide in the vine. Because if you abide in his word attached to you, and then you speak his word, and it will be done. But you got to know what his word. His word is we got to keep his commandments. His commandments is not burdensome. If we keep his commandments, we can ask anything. And that is love. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Okay, we know that. Okay, if we keep his commandments. Now we ask, what is love? Then you go in 1 Corinthians. He said, you can do all these things. You can go to church. You can say prayers. You can do all these things you want. But if you do not have love, all this is BS. You understand? It's just BS. You got to have love. And 1 Corinthians show you how to love. 1 Corinthians 13 show you how to love. So I just wanted to say this. If we abide in him and he abide in us, and if we know his name and we know the Father's name, which is Yahusha is his name and Yahuwah is the Father's name, if we abide in him, we can ask anything if we keep his word. You see what that if come in, he said, if you keep my word. And his word is keep my commandments. He keep telling us all over the world, all over the place, all over the Bible, from the beginning to the end. He tell us to keep his commandments, keep his law, statutes, and commandments. And people say it's done away with. No, none of that stuff is done away with. What's done away with was the sacrificial law. But everything else is in place. You understand? So what we got to do is abide in the vine. And you know what? The more I abide in the vine, the more I abide in his word, and the more his word memorize and meditate on it, the more I see fruit coming out of my life, the more happy, the joy, and the peace I have, because I'm abiding in his word. And I'm abiding, and all I have to do, my part, is to keep his commandment, and he will bring forth that fruit. But if we don't keep his commandments, if we don't obey him, then don't ask for anything. And don't get mad at him because he don't give it. It's because we're not abiding in the vine, and sometimes he has to cut away stuff out of our life so we can abide. But those that say they know him and don't know him, he say, hey, those branches ain't gonna bear no fruit. It's the ones that know him, that is abiding in his word, that is obedient to what he say. That's the ones that's gonna get that's the ones that's gonna get whatever his will is in your life, but that's all I want to say today, and hopefully this will be great for a blessing to someone. So have a good day.